Okay, we're back and we're going to do another revisit on the Light Genie MRC Light Kit that I have here. I had a bunch of questions on what this board can do and what it can't do, what size LEDs. What I have here is a random section of LEDs, 1.5 millimeter, 3 millimeter, 5 millimeter spread throughout with different colors. I've got all the zones connected up. So what I'll do is I'll go through each zone. Now initially when you turn the power on, everything will turn on all at once. And to turn everything off, you just hit number 6 on the remote button and it shuts everything off. Now I turn everything back on, and what you can do is you can pick each zone, like zone number 5, and you can turn that off. Zone 4, turn that off. Zone 3, Zone 2, and Zone 1. So each one can be individually turned off while leaving the others on. So Zone 1 is steady lights on all the time. You can run up to 48 LEDs, but you cannot run LED strips on there because LED strips are resistored. This is already pre-resisted the board. You add that resistors on top of what's already on the board and it won't work. So those are steady lights on for buildings, steady lights on ships, whatever. And then moving on to zone number 2, you have the wigwag effect, either for railroad crossings, police light bars on top of their cars, because you could switch out. I just used 2 reds there. You could use a red blue, red green. It doesn't matter the color. Colors on any one of these LEDs, on any one of these outlets, it doesn't matter. Moving on to zone 3, that is your strobe light effects, and that is changed by depressing these 2 buttons at the same time, holding it for 3 seconds, and then you can program how quickly you want the strobe lights. Each click will change the duration, the speed of the strobe light effects that you want. That could be used on spaceships or whatever. And then zone 4 is the street light effect. So what we have here in the back is zone number 5, which is the street light effect, which could be used in a diorama for, funny car diorama where you have a quick changing light. So I've got that street light effect speeded up. So technically you could use that as a chaser light effect. You don't necessarily need the red, yellow, and green. You could put anything in white, blue, whatever, and you can put more than 3. So you could have a chaser like effect on a starship in the shuttle bay area, and you can speed up the effect or you can slow it down. And here's some more effects the board is doing. I got the wigwag effect going on both these channels now. And I've slowed down the stoplight effect to where it's more realistic. It jumps from red to green to yellow back to red. So I have that fine-tuned now. I'm not exactly sure how I did it. I'll probably figure that out later. Overall questions were asked: if you put this board inside of a model and seal it up, does that affect the remote? I honestly don't know at this stage because I haven't had to do so yet. On my builds, I try to leave the boards outside the model if at all possible. That way if anything goes wrong with it, I can easily either repair it or just swap it out, replace it. So, and you got to remember, this is a remote controlled board. So there is a possibility you seal it up in on a model, it might create interference. So if you have any doubts, put it in the model, tape up the model, and see what kind of results you get with it. If you're getting mixed results where it receives some signals and not the other, then I would recommend not even putting it inside. But other than that, it's up to you. So yeah, that's a final catch-up review, second time around of the MRC lighting kit. For the most part, I'm still learning this kit for myself. You're just going to have to play around with it, see what effects you want for your models, your builds. But it's pretty flexible, it does a lot. Not one of these LEDs that I have set up in here has been soldered. Everything is just twisted on. That doesn't mean you couldn't solder these if you wanted to. Remember, everything on here with the exception of the stoplight over here, which can also be a chaser, because you saw the chaser light effect earlier. Those are resistored, and everything else is not resistored. This is set up on parallel. These are all in a series, and yes, if you lose an LED at a critical point, it kills everything beyond after that point. So, but you got to remember, this board was designed mostly for railroad setups. So with that in mind, you would have easier access to these LEDs. So my suggestion is to you, if you're fearful that the LED might burn out on you while you got it sealed up in the model, just do the old test of 48 hours. You run the LED on a separate power source in your workshop or whatever, let it run for 2 days straight. And if it's going to burn out, it's likely going to burn out then. So anything beyond that, if it's still good, chances are you're going to get that 50,000 to 100,000 hours that they claim these LEDs run on. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. I mean, eventually LEDs are LEDs. They're going to burn out. It doesn't matter whether they're in a LED strip, SMDs, they're all going to burn out. So, you know, I'm not too worried about that. So I hope that was a help to everyone. Till next time, you all take care. See you.